Following on from the Meghan Markle divorce rumours, it's now being reported that Prince Harry is now in peace talks with King Charles. Is King Charles trying to free his son at this point from the control of Megxie herself? Well, make sure you subscribe to this channel and stay tuned for more details in this Daily Nerd starting right now. Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the Alternerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to another dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye, and oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this one, shall we? Now, I do not see that this is a coincidence, that hot off the heels of the persistent rumours that Hazard and Megxie are set to divorce, the most recent update being that, they're apparently in counselling, that now reports are coming in that Hazard and King Charles are going to meet up for peace talks. Mind you, without Megxie. So I'm just asking for a friend here, seeing as I don't see this as a coincidence of timing here. The hot off the heels of all the persistent divorce rumours is King Charles swooping in under the nose of Megxie for peace talks with Prince Hazard to essentially try and free Prince Hazard from the clutches and the control of Megxie. You can make up your own mind on that one. However, when are these peace talks apparently going to take place? Well, this is going to be in London. It's being reported on September the 17th. And apparently King Charles is going to have one clear demand for Prince Hazard, according to the insider. Now, a source told OK Magazine, quote, King Charles is due to return to London from Balmoral in the middle of September, which ties in with the end of Harry's Invictus Games trip to Dusseldorf. The King has rescheduled an official visit to France on the 20th of September, so he does have a few days spare in London between that time period with his son, with Hazard. Staff are trying to fine-tune the details as we speak. Now, if they do meet, it will be the first time that Hazard has spoken to any member of the royal family in person since the publication of his memoir Spare, otherwise known on this channel as Wah. Oh, yeah. With King Charles said to be particularly hurt over comments his son made about his wife, Queen Camilla. Now, the source adds, which is understandable, you know, King Charles loves his son very much, but he's been mortally wounded by what he has done. He'll always be there for him, but draws the line at public slanging matches. Now, this is apparently the one demand King Charles does have of Prince Hazard. The source says, quote, if the talks take place, the King will make it very clear that there will be absolutely no private family business discussed in public moving forward. Now, we do know that Megxie is going to be at the Invictus Games in Dusseldorf with Hazard, but, quote, it's highly unlikely that she would be there for the talks with King Charles. Now, this is the thing. If this peace summit does take place between King Charles and Prince Hazard, how successful is it going to be? Well, as we all know, there is a history here, and I don't know. I'm not thinking it's going to end well. Why? Well, I'm going to give you 4 reasons. So here we go. First up, the big one, Princess Diana. So for anyone that's read Spare, pretty much right at the beginning of the book, Prince Hazard explains how he found out about his mother's death in the first place. And it was a case of King Charles, then Prince Charles, came into his room pretty much in the middle of the night, woke him up, told him that his mother had passed away. Prince Hazard kind of explains the interaction as there wasn't that much affection, not that much love, not that much comfort from his father. His father leaves and he's left on his own until, you know, the morning actually starts and he wakes up. Yeah. Second reason, we've already touched upon it, but Queen Camilla, PR, and the media. Again, in the book Spare, Prince Hazard, he explains Queen Camilla as the evil stepmother, the villain of the piece, that she had sacrificed Prince Hazard at the altar of the PR, at the altar of the media, to advance her own ambitions within the royal family and become queen one day alongside now King Charles. So yeah, that'll be another thing that they both will have to get over in order for these peace talks to be successful. The third reason, guys, Megxie and Hazard's pleas for help. Now, Hazard and Megxie have explained and claimed that during their time in the royal family, they asked the royal family for help because they were struggling mentally, and they didn't get that at all. So there is past resentment in terms of how they were treated when they were both in the royal family. Something, again, that they will have to get over in order for these peace talks to be successful. The fourth reason, the exit itself, otherwise known as Megxit. And so, yeah, it was announced back in January 2020, just before the first lockdown in the UK, that Hazard and Megxie were to leave the royal family. Now, Hazard explains that the press had a detail that shouldn't have been leaked, and it could have only been leaked by his father because this detail was in a private communication, a private letter that he sent directly to his dad. So, a front page exclusive in the newspaper, quote, included the telling detail that we'd offered to relinquish our Sussex titles, he wrote in spare. There was only one document on earth in which that detail was mentioned, my private and confidential letter to my father, to which a shockingly, damningly small number of people had access. We hadn't mentioned it to even our closest friends. Now, this is the thing, right? We all know when Prince Hazard took the stand recently in his case against the Mirror Group newspaper, he was turning around left, right and centre and saying, how did the papers get hold of this story? They couldn't have got it any other way but by hacking my phone and getting information through illegal methods, this, that and the other, right? And every single time he said that, for every single article, Mirror Group newspaper be like, hang on a minute, it was reported by another newspaper a day or so ago, or you divulged that information yourself, Prince Hazard, this, that and the other, right? So for him to turn round and say, how could the newspapers have got this information other than via the private letter I sent to my father? On the face of it, good question, right? But when you look into his background of his whole war against the media as to how could they have got the information other than phone hacking and illegal means? Yeah, he's been debunked that many times that this, I really do severely doubt, right? His credibility is shot at this point when it comes to this kind of argument. However, the exit gets even more contentious because when the talks were arranged with, the now King Charles, the late Queen Elizabeth II and Prince William, as well as senior palace staff at Sandringham, yeah, apparently those talks did not go extremely well. So he later said in his mockumentary on Netflix, Harry and Meghan, quote, it was terrifying to have my brother scream and shout at me and my father say things that just simply weren't true, and my grandmother quietly sit there and sort of take it all in. And so this is the thing, right? In order, again, for these peace talks to be successful, he has to get over the notion of, King Charles saying things that aren't true. Well, maybe they were true from his perspective, There has to be give and take, right? And so when it comes to these peace talks, first and foremost, I do think it is absolutely clever and very beneficial that Megxie isn't in it. No. The primary kind of aim here is to essentially repair a relationship between a son and father. That should be the number one thing in terms of these peace talks. And so Megxie being there, there's no point. She ain't got out to say, so she is best well out of that. In terms of how successful these peace talks are going to be, there has to be concessions on both sides. Do I believe Prince Hazard will actually do any concessions? No, I really don't. I think he's so short-sighted and so blinded by his own rage against the PR, media, the royal family, that he is very binary in the sense of they're the villains and I'm the victim. And that's it. So unless he is willing to change his narrative in his own head and actually be willing to look and understand and take on board other perspectives within this situation, such as King Charles's perspective, these peace talks aren't going to go anywhere. But I do think it is a good move that Megsy ain't going to be there. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, believe me, of course there's going to be more. Then make sure you subscribe to join our alternate tribe. I'll be honest with you, help us get to 100k so we can get that silver play button right there. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Also as well, if you've got some very strong opinions about these upcoming peace talks, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.